Welcome back, class 12 student of CBSE boards. Today we will do the rhyme scheme, the poetic device, and the theme of the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tiger. So we start with the theme. There is more than one theme, so I will say themes. One is marriage, second is gender, and third is power. Fear of Aunt Jennifer is first hinted at by the contrasting images of the tiger. Contrasting, we'll discuss it later why contrasting. The animals are personified, they are described as chivalric, which means gallant and brave. The tigers are personified throughout the poem. So you will find the tigers are personified throughout the poem. Now we start with symbols. As I told you earlier also, you need to take a pencil, keep your book in front of you and keep on marking. Now the symbols start with uncle, then aunt, tigers, wedding band and Aunt Jennifer's hand. Okay. Now I will tell you in detail now. Aunt Jennifer represent women all over the world wedged under the tyrannical hands of patriarchal society. Patriarchal society, the male dominant society. So Aunt Jennifer represent women, वो दुनिया भर की औरतों को represent कर रही हैं जिनको कि पुरुष प्रधान समाज में कष्ट उठाने पड़ते हैं. Now second is Aunt Jennifer's tigers. Aunt Jennifer's tiger symbolizes her dream. उनके जो सपने हैं, जो उनकी ख्वाहिश है, जो वो कर नहीं पाती और जो इमेजिन करती हैं, तो टाइगर सिम्बलाइज करते हैं वो. अंकल डिनोट्स द ऑप्रेसर, जो उनको परेशान कर रहे हैं, जो उनको दबाव में रखते हैं, वो अंकल है. Aunt Jennifer's hand represent the reality of her life. Aunt Jennifer's hand symbolize the reality of her life. The wedding band denotes the patriarchal society where the command is defined as masculine. So this society, male dominant society, whatever is said by the males is heard and is considered as a command or an order. Embroidery. She is making tigers. Embroidery is a symbol of creative expression. Ring with ordeals, it means even after death she would not be free from her fear. So these were the symbols we discussed, and now we'll discuss the other poetic devices. Other poetic devices, topaz and denizens, the use of Z sound, which means consonants. Consonant means repeat of Z sound, means repeat of consonant sound, which are not vowels. Terrified hands, transferred epithet, representing her being terrified. She is afraid, she is terrified. Transferred epithet is the which figure of speech is terrified hands, transferred epithet. Ringed is a pun. Pun having more than one meaning. Ring in her hand which sits heavily on her. One is this ring. The other ring means the difficulty which will always surround her. So this is pun. Irony. There are more than one irony. First of all, a weak and submissive woman. She is weak. Aunt Jennifer is weak and submissive. She is weaving a picture of tigers that are strong and fearless. This is irony. Brutal tigers are depicted brave and gallant. Tigers are brutal animals. They are fearful animals. They are depicted as gallant and brave, while cultured man as uncle is depicted as an oppressor. Third irony is even when the creator, means Aunt Jennifer, dies, her work will continue to exist. So this is the third irony there. Then we come to alliteration again. fingers fluttering, and prawning proud is alliteration. Bright topaz, denizen in the world of green, men beneath the tree, and uncle's wedding band are all imaginary, are all imageries. Imageries are repeated again. Bright topaz denizens in the world of green, men beneath the tree, sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand, all imagery. Then comes hyperbole. Hyperbole, the weight of husband's wedding ring, it's hyperbole. The weight of uncle's husband's wedding ring. Paradox. What is paradox? Paradox in fact is also known as antinomy. It's a logical self contradictory statement. When you say something and the reality is total opposite of that. So here we see that there are more than one paradox. Aunt Jennifer, a trembling and mastered woman. Mastered means she's been mastered by someone else, dominated by someone else, creates free and confident tigers. This is paradox. It's irony as well. Fingers fluttering, fingers are fluttering, and she is producing tigers who prance with certainty. So this is also paradox. There are few more things that we can do. What verbs help us to understand the tiger's attitude? So which word tell us about the tiger's attitude? First is pace and prance. Pace and prance, what do they suggest? They suggest the strength and energy and movement. Strength, energy and movement. This is pace and prance. This is all about tiger's attitude. Bright topaz color gives the tiger the attention of their prominent presence, that they are present there, they are prominently present there. So bright topaz color. Denizens means occupants, native. Tigers are grand and fearless in their natural surrounding. Denizens means occupants. Chivalric, what does this word represent? The power, the virtue with confidence and conviction. There is also contrast in the poem, a big contrast, and the contrast is Aunt Jennifer is an oppressed woman. She is an oppressed woman, dominated by male and fearful society. She is depicted here as a feeble, timid, and who is under the tremendous burden of her marriage, whereas tigers she makes are chivalric, they are confident, fearless, strong and energetic. So this is the contrast in the poem. So that was all. We discussed everything about the poem, the rhyme scheme, the theme and the figure of speech. With this we end this section of poem. I have in my previous videos I have explained the rhyme scheme of all the other poems, and the roadside stand is not coming in your board exams. So thank you, goodbye, and do share it with your friends, and subscribe the channel if you haven't done it till yet, and it won't take much time to subscribe the channel, and but it will definitely help me and encourage me to produce and make useful and productive videos for you all. Press the bell icon to get the latest videos. Thank you. Goodbye.